day, viewers. You are welcome to our program, Agri Panorama. The program is brought to you courtesy the National Agricultural Extension and Research Liaison Services of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. The production of the program is carried out by the Southwest Zonal Liaison Office in Ibadan. In today's program, we shall be educating you on cowpea production. Cowpea is known throughout the country, and most of our farmers have been planting the crop in the past. They have their local varieties they plant. What are the type of soil cowpea can be planted with? What are the recommended cultural practices? Which varieties are recommended for various ecological zones in Nigeria? These and other questions will be answered by our scientists from the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, Idiosi in Ibadan. There, Mr. Adeleke and Mr. Adigbite will be educating us on how to plant cowpea successfully. Come along with us. Mr. Adigbite, what type of soil is good for cowpea production?
Actually, cowpea will do well in any type of soil, preferably loamy soil with loose sand, but they don't do well in clay soil.
Okay, the land should be sandy, sort of.
Sandy,
loamy.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do you do the land preparation for cowpea? You know, in some crops you have to ridge. For instance, yam. You have to ridge before you plant yam. In some crops, they will say whether you ridge or not, like cassava, it will do well. For cowpea, how do you do the land preparation? What are the processes in land preparation?
It depends on the area you want to do your planting. For southern part of Nigeria, especially in this area, we don't do ridging. What we do, but in the northern part of Nigeria, we do ridging. To start preparing land to plant cowpea, the first operation to be done is to plow the land. You do 2 or 3 plowing until you are satisfied with the breaking of the sand. Then you harrow, maybe also 1 or 2 times. When you are sure that you are satisfied with the harrowing, then you can mark the land into 75 centimeter rows, like we did here. So, like you are seeing here, we don't ridge in this area of Nigeria. But some local farmers may prefer to ridge, but it is not necessary. For our research purpose here, we plow, harrow, and then mark into 75 centimeter rows. Also, under land preparation, depending on the type of farming, under mechanized farming, the ones I described earlier can be applied. For local or poor farmers, they can make small ridges that are not high at all in this area, because cowpea don't need such for their growth and development. So they can make small ridges and plant out their cowpea on the ridges at 20 centimeter interval. They can start the planting by putting 4 seeds inside a hole, and then by the time the cowpea grow out, they thin them out into 2 plants per hole.
Mr. Remi Adeleke, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you.
In any crop production, be it yam, be it maize, and cowpea that we'll be discussing today, seed selection is very important. We need planting material. What are the different types of varieties of cowpea that we have, in Nigeria, particularly that you have worked on at IITA?
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to inform you that the major constraint to cowpea production is diseases and insect pests. And this is what in the last several years, IIT has concentrated on breeding resistant varieties to various diseases and insect pests of cowpea. And apart from that, we have also done a lot of work on the grain type, as you can see on the table. We have different varieties with different seed colors and different grain types, ranging from rough seed coat to smooth seed coat, in order to satisfy different ecologies where these crops are being produced.
Okay, let's know the different varieties that we have. You can pick them and show it to our public, our viewers at home.
In certain ecologies in Nigeria, farmers prefer the white rough seed coat type or the brown rough seed coat type. Usually, in some other areas outside the country, they prefer the black varieties of cowpea,
okay,
or the one with the red or brown smooth seed coat.
Okay, those are the varieties. No, can you name them so that we know them? If you have local name for them, or you have the name given to it by IITA.
IITA has a system of naming varieties.
Yes.
And that is indicated in the label I have on my hand. You will see this variety is called IT86D-721.
Okay.
The IT means IITA.
Okay.
The 86 is the year when the selection was made.
All right.
And D is for the dry season. It means that this selection was made in the dry season of 1986 from plot 721.
Okay. And it has been recommended, it has been released.
It has been released for cultivation by the Nationally Coordinated Research Project on Cowpeas in Nigeria.
Okay. Tell us about
this particular variety is, apart from high yielding, it's also resistant to several insect pests and diseases.
Okay.
Notably among them is resistant to brookie thrips and some level of resistance to diseases such as septoria and scab.
Okay.
It is good for the dry savanna, especially in northern parts of the country.
Okay.
Where cowpea is predominantly grown.
Okay.
It is early maturing. It matures within the period of 60 to 70 days.
Good. The next one?
The next one is similar to this first variety, IT86-721. It is IT87-941-1. It's also resistant to several pests and diseases, except that some areas where brown rough seeds are preferred, this variety will be more suitable for those areas.
Okay.
We just have different types of seeds to satisfy different ecologies, different seeds.
All right. We thank you very much for that education. We know in Nigeria, especially in the southwestern part of Nigeria, we plant cowpea twice per annum. That is the early planting and the late planting. Do you have varieties, or do you recommend some varieties for early planting and late planting?
We have a system in Nigeria, and through that system, varieties are recommended for the various ecologies.
Okay.
This is through the Nationally Coordinated Research Project on Cowpeas. This organization is a team of researchers from various universities and research institutes of Nigeria. They are responsible for the release of different types of cowpeas for cultivation. However, through this system, varieties like I have indicated here are good for cultivation both in the wet season as well as in the dry season. But the most important factor about cowpea production is time selection is very important.
Okay.
If you want to grow your cowpea during the wet season, you have to plant it at such a time that when the pods are mature for harvesting, the rain must have stopped. You know, we always have a dry spell between July and August.
Yes.
So you must plant early enough. You must have that correct timing, such that it is during this period that your pods will be ready for harvesting. Okay. Otherwise, with too much rain, then the seed quality
will be low.
Low.
Okay.
Yeah. You will have very poor seed quality.
And actually, if you are planting the one that will mature between 60 and 70 something days, you should start, maybe planting May.
May, yes.
I think I'm right.
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
So that by the end of July, it's during the dry spell between end of July and first
August.
2 weeks in August,
you will harvest
your material.
Okay. And these ones you showed to us, I know, can mature at that period.
Yes.
Okay. We thank you very much. Before we go into proper cultivation of cowpea, I still need to ask you some question about how do they yield? The yield. And of course, these varieties you are releasing that has been released to farmers through the SRP project, the use of these varieties, are they the same? Because some people will prefer to plant cowpea that is used for maybe mai. They will prefer cowpea that will be boiled and consumed like that. You see, are there similarities, differences in this cowpea release?
Yeah, apart from what I said earlier on about resistance to cowpea pests and diseases, what you are now seeing is preference for grain types.
Oh yes.
Like I said, when cultivating cowpeas, one of the most important things is the insect pests. And you have to make sure that you spray your crop at the appropriate time in order to have good yield. You talk about yield. If you have very good management, cowpea will yield between 1 to 1.5 tons per hectare, especially most of the improved varieties that we now have. And most of these varieties can have multi-utilization. You can use it for different food products, for moi, for akara, as boiled beans. Even the ones that we call black cowpea. You can see if you peel the grain, what you have is...
Inside is white.
It's white.
Okay, it's whitish. Okay.
So this can be used for moi or akara.
You see?
As well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Remi Adeleke, for educating our farmers on the different varieties of cowpea released or recommended by IITA that farmers in Nigeria can cultivate.